Hello YouTube viewers and welcome to the Ballan Parkway OO gauge layout extension project phase 3 part 6. This video is just a small update video on the cement plant project I'm working on. Obviously the last video was a constructional video which I painted with a base paint, and I said I'd weather it, and it has transformed these buildings, as I'll take you around. So this is a bulk storage building. So what I've done here, I've painted these shutters, roller shutters, in a yellow colour to depict unloading and unloading when the vehicles arrive. I've slightly weathered those shutters as well. I've weathered the walls slightly, as you can probably just pick out in this light, with a matte black rub. So basically I've thinned it out and rubbed it down with a cloth. So that's what I've done here. And on the roof, the corrugated roof, which I'm depicting as a British style corrugated type roof, not a metal roof. I've weathered the roof in different colours, so I've gone through a dry brushing technique on the corrugated roof in there, and also added some streaks of a yellow colour which represents moss and sort of slight vegetation you have growing on there, very tiny vegetation. So I've just put a little bit on there, but it's transformed the building, as you can see, and I've done that the other side as well. It makes such a difference, the weathering. So we go from there across the conveyor, which I've weathered as well, just pick that out, to the kiln building. Again, I've weathered that with a dry brushing technique, just strokes down there. I've also painted the roller shutter door in an aluminium colour, and on the roof there, same again, dry brushing and a little bit of moss colour as well on the corner. Next we go to the roller kiln. Now this was interesting, because if you look at the previous video, it was just a brown colour, different tones. What I've done now is I've corroded some of the kiln, rotating kiln here, with a pigment. I'll show you in a minute what it is. I mentioned it in the last video, but it's come up really well. We get a close in there. The rust looks so realistic. Here I've actually added some real cement, just watered it down. That's some cement left over from a patio I had to repair a couple of weeks ago, and the flagstones came up and I just repaired it, and a little bit left, painted on here, and it looks really well. So that didn't cost anything extra. So again, this rust it's really good stuff. So you can do it different tones by watering it down and with thinners. But if you I've just picked out where it's really worn here, it's been exposed with the corrosion. I'm really sort of pleased with the outcome of that. Especially this bit here, looks really realistic. The stuff I've used for that is this rust pigment. It's a powder inside, and I've used thinners on the rotating kiln drum, and just pile this on for the depth you want it to, or not so much of the powder if you want just streaks running down, but it's got a metallic look to it as well, which is really good. But I'm chuffed to bits with the outcome of that. So I recommend this stuff. It's by MIG, never heard of them before, but comes out really well. It's been an art form really, which a lot of railway modelling is. A lot of trial and error, but you know, it's a bit of art form weathering. I do enjoy doing this. It took a while, but the results are really worth it. Okay, next to that is the tall building or finishing building. Again, I've weathered this with dry brushing. Basically, you thin the paint out, just wipe it down on a piece of paper or card, and what's left you just stroke down there. So it's a good weathering technique I've learned over the last few years, but it's come out really well. As you can see, you'd never see these buildings pristine. In fact, I've looked around some farm buildings today with the same materials, and they are pretty grubby. So I've added a bit of the, take it around here, moss on the top there as well. Just pick that out. Again, the roller shutter I've done in an aluminium colour, and that's come out really well. Okay, moving on from the tall building, we have the conveyor, which I've also weathered by using the dry brushing technique, and that sits very nicely there. We go to the silos, and for this method I've used something a bit different, a bit of trial and error again. I'll just zoom out there. What I've done here, put a little bit of rust effect on the top there, but I've also done, what I've done here is got a little bit of matte black paint, dabbed it on a little bit of tissue paper, but a sponge would be better actually, and I've just streaked the whole thing down with a bit of thinners. So mix that together and you get this amazing weathered, windswept, battered by the rain look as it's dripped all the way down. And I'm really impressed with the result with this. So thinners, bit of black paint, just wipe all the way down to the bottom, and you get this result of what's been happening here with the weather. The rain's hit it, and all the muck, filth, pollution, bird muck, all dribbles down, unfortunately. But that's, I am really pleased with. It's come out really well. So if we go to the top, you've got these tanks here, these processing tanks. Put a little bit of corrosion on there with this MIG rust, and you can see this one I put more depth into it. Just there, it's corroded badly, and on the ducting pipe joints, little strokes of rust there. Not too much, not too severe. Now we go to this ducting here, which is the feed for the mix of cement, which goes into the hoppers at the bottom. Again, this MIG rust is superb, so I've corroded that end there. We go down with various streaks into the hopper loader shed. So this is where the train comes in. Again, I've weathered this a bit more. So dry brushing techniques again, and it really brings it out. And on the roof, a little bit of rust where it's come off the ducting there. And just a little bit at the top there, a little bit of corrosion. Also mixed various little brown bits of colours there for the concrete as well. So that's where the locos will be eventually put through. Got to build on that obviously. So the hoppers have really turned round with just a plain look earlier. And finally the chimney stack, again I've used the same method. A little bit of black paint, matte black, mixed with thinners, and just rub very lightly down the tube of this chimney stack to get this weathering effect, and it's come out really well. So it looks more real now than it did earlier, pristine. You never get this pristine, but don't overdo it when you do this. But I'm really pleased with the result. So that's the plan. I'll try and get it all in there. This is not where I'm going to situate it. It's going to be the other side of the layout, but I've just let it here to dry and just give an idea of what it's going to be like. Obviously a few other things I've got to do, like the name board here, which will be fitted eventually. I think it's going to be a blue circle cement plant eventually. And then you've got the supports for the conveyor I've got to do once I lay out the tracks in there. But great kit. So yeah, big kit as well. So I'm looking forward to building the layout on the other side for this, but almost done. Well, it's done apart from little bits and pieces basically. But that's the Walthers cement plant works. So thanks for watching.